Hello and welcome to the channel, and welcome today to Convoy. This is one of those games that released while I was away from the channel. I did manage to play several hours of it during my own spare time. I actually played it with a friend. I bought it while a friend was over visiting, and we ended up spending about 4 hours on it, and it was incredibly good fun. So, I'm going to show it you. This is one of them games that it almost missed me on Steam, and then I kind of looked at it, thought that kind of looks interesting, I'll give it a try. And I really enjoyed it, so I want to share it with you and see if anyone else it was kind of their thing as well. So I'm going to start a new game. So, if you want an idea of this game, think FTL. FTL meets Mad Max. Something of that kind of nature, because, well, you'll see a little bit more. So, I've unlocked a few different variants of starting vehicles. So, every unit comes with roughly 4 slots. Some of these are coded by colour to let you know what they are. So this one only has 2 upgrade slots available, and they're both red, so it can put weapons in there. The main vehicle, which is it's like your heart, this is what you need to protect. This has special white weapons, which basically only it can equip. So there's that. I do have a few others, as you can see, which I have never tried. This one, I've never tried that, so I think we might give that a go. It's got a big ass missile launcher on it, so that sounds pretty great. Now, and this little truck here has a yellow slot, which I believe is like an upgrade slot, so that can give it like a shield, or I think a few other things, but I'm struggling to remember, and 1 weapon. So this is be a little bit more of a DPS kind of thing, but basically in total you can have 4 of these little cars around your MVC. So there's a, as it were, like 5 vehicle limit. So I did unlock these though, and I really like these because they've got 3 upgrade slots. So they're kind of a strange one. They're great because they start with a lot of power, but they have absolutely no armour or shields. But they have the upgrade slot for them. As soon as you put shields on these things, they will wreck. They are great. I have got to the last boss the last time that I played this, and died on the last fight. After beating the boss, but then like one of its little minions basically finished off my last thing, and it killed me. But so in some ways I've beat the last boss, but right, we're going to random this a couple of times, and we're going to random that a couple of times, and we're going to random that a couple of times. Right, so we've got little wheel, stone 66, a turbo wheel. Sure. Yeah, I think that's a good enough start. So let's roll with that. So, welcome to Convoy. I know enough. Let's carry on. So, this is my one complaint with this game. This screen is horrible, in my opinion. So you've got areas controlled by different factions, the Raiders, Tulvak, and the Privateers. So as you can see here, we're in the Privateers area. So you can now drive around by holding down right click, or just clicking right click, whichever you prefer. You drive a little bit faster on roads, and now you want to be finding things that we can go out into the wastes and find little events. So this is where the kind of FTL element comes in. The first part, where you've got a few multiple choices, and these can go your way and they can go wrong. I have encountered the same events before that, even when answered the same, have different outcomes. So it is kind of random. You can't, as it were, necessarily learn it perfectly, which I did like that part. So the signal appears to be coming from a lone privateer vehicle. It seems to have noticed your convoy, starting its engine and attempts to race off. Now we can either let it go, which is going to get us nothing, or we can chase it. Obviously chasing it could also lead us into an ambush, but we're going to chase it because it's better than getting nothing. And I've just heard an explosion, which means it didn't go well. After catching up to the privateer, a few well-placed shots easily dispatch it. Oh, it actually went well for us. Okay, well there we go. You find some loot in the wreck, so we get 13 fuel, which is what we need to move around, 64, I guess, scrap. And we got an extra cannon, which is awesome. So there you go, that went quite well for us. And there's, oh, here we go. You come across a KJL trading company caravan heading the other way. Since they're relatively safe lands, they seem to lack any armed envoy. We can hail them, blast them, or ignore them. Since this is YouTube, I can hear you all shouting, "Kill them!" We're going to do it. We're going to blast them. Your superior firepower manages to completely wipe out... Oh, so because there's no... Oh, well, that was it. I thought there was going to be some fight in there so I could actually show you the combat, but apparently not. We got the item, the Taunter. And we got a fair bit of scrap from doing that, so that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So let's go find another random event. You notice a smoking privateer vehicle in the distance. It is emitting an emergency signal. Investigate. As you approach the privateer, you see him look relieved. Hello there, matey. I seem to be down on my luck. I don't suppose you could help me out. I'll make it worth your while. So we can give him 60 scrap to repair his vehicle. We can just shoot him and scrap his vehicle. Or we can leave him and carry on his way. I am going to risk giving him 60 scrap just because we're doing fairly well on it. Thanks a lot. That was the third damn time a vehicle has broken down. I was busy looking for a fabled treasure, you see, using this here treasure map I got. Considering my luck, though, I think it's cursed. Seeing as I owe you a reward, how about you take it off my hands? Alright. Cursed, no thanks. Do you have anything else? Alright. Actually, we'll kill you now and take that vehicle. I don't really want your treasure map. Honestly. I guess I have a spare buzzsaw you can have. Yeah, I'll take the buzzsaw. I probably should have just shot him and tried to take the vehicle, honestly. Oh well. No matter. We're just trying to get some combat. There is a foul stench on the wind. Let us not tarry for long. Right. The signal appears to be coming from a privateer camp in the distance. It seems that there is a lot of activity at the camp, but you don't think they've noticed your convoy yet. Attack them, ambush them, or we'll ambush them. As far in good position, you wait for the privateers to come along. It turns out your position wasn't as good as expected. They never seem to turn up. Fine, attack them. Right, I need to show you some combat, so we're just doing this. Right, you can press space to pause it as you do exactly with FTL. Now, you cannot control your MVC. That stays on the centre path, and that's it. However, the smaller vehicles I can control. Now, this game basically works on a system of lanes. So if you imagine a big hex grid over this, that's the easiest way I can describe it. So there's 5 lanes along there, and then each one of these is split up into like a grid. So when I click these, it'll move around between them. Now I can click attack on these. The green circle is obviously my range. And then we will also have our special ability of our main cannon, which we can do like that. Bang. Now, we want to be getting these between. We can also try and ram them off the road. If you crash into obstacles, you can obviously just lose your vehicle instantly. We've got to be trying to get in the way and keep them away from the MVC as much as we can. See, now that skull here, that's an obstacle that's coming up. Anyone that's in that lane when that appears will be destroyed. Now this means, however, I can also try and ram people into it. There is nothing stopping me doing that. However, in this case, they were just too far away for that actually to be possible. So, not worth it on that front. Hopefully that will take his shield down enough for us to finish him. I won't get there in time. Let's get you up here. And there we go. So, it wasn't the best fight, but you get the idea. Right. So that's how combat works. The combat is probably the strongest point in the game, in my opinion. Right, so we want to find a nearby camp. So where is the nearest camp? Right there. Fantastic. Let's go to the camp. So we can sit here and repair all of our vehicles. Make sure they're all nice and healthy. Let's have a little look in the shop before we do anything. Right, this place does not sell much, but it does sell a couple of cars, which is nice. So he's got a pulse laser. The car itself's not the best. Or we can take this guy who's got quite a bit more going for him. Heavy rocket artillery, they're always awesome. 120 scrap though. But you know what, let's just go for it. Let's take him. So we've now got an extra lovely car. Now, he's already got one gun, but he has an empty slot as well. We have an extra cannon, so we can stick the extra cannon on him, and there we go. Right, confirm that. Now, let's look at these other vehicles we've got, because these have got yellow upgrade slots. So we have a Taunter. Its first design causes anyone targeted by it to fight back. So we can use that to force people to attack if we did so wish. Honestly though, I would rather sell that for scrap. Same as these buzzsaws, because they're kind of useless unless you've got a solid melee vehicle. I think what we will do, however, is we will start giving these guys a little bit of armour, and we'll max out their health as well. So we give that one 2, we'll give that one 2 and max out its health as promised. Leaves us with 57 scrap, which I think we will stick a little bit into the main vehicle as well, since that's the main thing we need to defend. The longer it's alive, the less chance we're going to horribly lose the game. So, because of course this is permadeath, so once the MVC's wiped out, that is it, game over. You come across a raider outpost that attempts to radio you. Let's hear it. How about we kill him instead? Ignore him. Right, let's hear it. That's a mighty fine looking convoy you've got there. How about you transport some of our wares for us? Not interested. Suit yourself, you wankers. How about just fucking kill... Don't you call me a wanker, mate? Thinking you can come in here talking all the fucking big. Yeah, that new guy, he's pretty strong. Ooh, just tuck in for a minute because there's a problem. And we're just gonna... Well, that's the end of him. There we go. Sorted. Loot the vehicle, 67 scrap and 14 fuel. Take all the loot. So the main objective of the game is your ship has crashed on this planet. We have got to get these 3 parts, which are... You can click and you will find out where they are. So some of these will be like, beat this boss. Just go to this place. You basically like a really long fetch quest. Go here, then go here, then go here, and you're done. Most of them are usually based roughly around fighting something that's fairly difficult, but not all of them. So there's a few different things you have to complete. Right, we have to fight off attackers, so let's do that again. Okay. Right, he's getting close to you, so you can take care of that, I think. Right, those guys are lovely and close together. If we fire a rocket right there, they're both going to suffer for it. Come on. So yeah, this is one of them games, when I first saw it, I was a bit unsure on the combat, but the more I've played it, the more I've kind of got into it. It's kind of awesome. It can get very strategic at times, particularly when you're when things are kind of outnumbering you, because enemies do start to get... The longer the game goes on, the stronger they get. Like, these areas will start to get darker and darker and darker. They fight for land and territory and stuff. And it can get pretty crazy when they've started to got like massive shields on them. Then you've got to slowly whittle down the shield, and it's a pain. And then obviously like managing your own crew to keep up repairs, but also keep new equipment coming in, so you're actually getting stronger so that you can fight them. It's pretty cool. I've really enjoyed my time with it. We'll do one more event, I think, and then I think that's all I need to show you, because then really you've seen the vast majority of the game, and the rest of it you've got to kind of experience yourself, in my opinion. Your scanners pick up a strong squad of raiders. Move in to engage them. Of course we're going to engage them. Well, there is quite a few of them, actually. Right, bam, bam, bam. Okay, we can use a missile. Oh, hello. We can make it so that you can't get back. Yeah, you can't. Oh. Right, he crashed into a wall. There you go, just like we wanted. And then them two can just pick on him in between. So, most of the time I end up losing my vehicles because I stop watching them because I'm so busy trying to push someone else into it that I end up crashing into them myself. Right, that has been a little look at Convoy. It is a pretty cool sort of free-roaming permadeath kind of game. Sort of like FTL, but a little bit more grounded. So, I enjoy it. It's got a decent amount of charm to it. It's one of them games that, if nothing else, I would say pick it up in a sale. If nothing else, if it's something that you think is something you're a bit like, maybe not, because I don't know. It's one of these games that's got a certain element of charm to it, but watching it, it looks a bit bare bones, but there's quite a lot there, honestly. Anyway, that's been a little look at Convoy. It's available on Steam if you want to go and pick it up. Thank you very much for listening to me talk and waffle about this game. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully it's been helpful to you, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. And if you did, likes, favourites, comments, subscribe if you haven't already. All that usual good stuff. Thank you very much, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye-bye.